front of these microphones, they might hear whatever you're saying. So you want to say hi to people on the phone. Probably 3 on there. Yeah.
I doubt it, because he's got his
That's a good.
Just saying.
Thank you for your patience. Oh, okay. Okay. We have come out of closed session. I'm looking for a motion and a second to adjourn the closed session.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Chad, roll call.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned. The closed session.
Yeah, well, the special meeting, just adjourn the special.
Oh, I need a motion and a second to adjourn this special meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Chad, roll call.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill.
Yes. The special meeting is adjourned. Okay, I call the regular meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for coming this evening. First on our agenda is a presentation by EJHS student Jonah Leduc. Is Jonah here this evening? Welcome and thanks for coming. Jonah is a 7th grade student and he's been on student council. He participates in book club, Mustang Mindset, and is on the junior high baseball team. He plays travel baseball and is also on the Effingham JFL football team and wrestles for the Effingham Youth Wrestling Club. He created a video about Chad Green for teachers to show the students so they will know more about Chad prior to the Hometown Heroes Assembly. And that is coming up when, Jonah?
That is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Awesome.
It's actually for Chad Green and Nate Gardeline, correct?
Yes.
So give them some details on it before we show them how talented you are.
So the Hometown Heroes Assembly is where EHS and EJHS, former athletes, that professional baseball players perform at the assembly to talk about the students and talk about their careers in EJHS and EHS in professional baseball and how advice they can give them on further in life.
So we're going to show what Jonah's abilities are. Anything you'd like to share before we show that, or do you want to wait until afterwards for questions or autograph signing on the way? Okay, wait till after?
Yeah.
You prefer me to play Chad's first?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. We're going to go back. Part 2. I don't know, folks. So now
kind of explain a little bit of what went into this, why Chad Green, why Nick Gardewine? I mean, there's a lot of major league players out there.
Yeah.
What's so special about these two guys?
Well, they are some of the few athletes to ever play professional sports from Effingham. And a bunch of people in the school don't know very much about who they are, what they do, and why are they coming to our school. Those videos were meant to get people situated on who they are, what they do, and hype them up and get them excited for the assembly time.
Right.
Any questions, board, public, for Jonah? You can't hire him yet. You have to give me 24 hours to work with him to see if we can get him first. After that, he's free game. Any questions for Jonah?
That was him in the playing football for EHS?
No, I just
Okay.
wanted to get it like he was from here.
Got it.
He,
I thought maybe you really dug deep.
So will you get to meet him tomorrow, meet them both
yeah, I
tomorrow?
think so. At our school store that you can buy Mustang Bucks, there's meet and greet tickets where they're going to hand out baseballs and then Chad and Nick can sign them. There's also, you can buy VIP seating where you can sit on the floor, kind of buy them.
And how do you, with real money?
At our school, there's this currency called Mustang Dollars.
Oh.
And students get rewarded with them when they do things that show school spirit or just being kind.
Being a good citizen, you get Mustang bucks, and then
Yes.
you can use them at the store to buy things like that. Great idea.
How long did it take you to put that all together?
Well, the actual video making part was not very, it didn't take me, like, probably took me 2 days.
Okay.
But I had the hardest part was finding all the clips and stuff to put in there, which I had to dig with detail.
We did a very, very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Hoffman, is there anything that you'd like to share? She
that
has,
would be great.
she has a little piece on this too, because I think it's kind of your joint project through the student council. So we appreciate, again, for our staff to be able to promote these kind of situations. And when I saw this, when it was sent to me from Mrs. Hoffman, I was pretty sure you needed to be here tonight. So
So Mrs.
we appreciate it.
Hoffman, have you ever met Chad Green?
I taught him everything he knows.
Usually the guy that's not from Effingham didn't know. That was his sister. Until this project came along. Not done the homework on Chad. Well, Jonah, we appreciate you being here tonight. I appreciate what you're doing
Good job.
in the district. Great job, Dad, brother. We appreciate your family. Thank you. Give them one round of applause.
Yep, can you guys just kind of, a little bit, sorry, bring a picture of him real quick.
I think the press.
All right, you ready? Okay, thank you.
And we also ask you to make your way around the table and shake hands with all the board members.
Go on the inside of that.
You want to come
Go right
around
inside
inside?
the horseshoe there. Yep.
Thank you. Great job. Appreciate it.
Yes, it was, great job.
Nice job, buddy. Thank you.
It is. All right, next on the agenda, we have some recognition to make. We have several students here.
So we got several stages of students here tonight, so now we're gonna go to the oldest and most mature in the district, right? Should we ask the moms and dads that, or next year they'll be in college or out of high school anyway, so. Unfortunately, Mr. Roberts is under the weather, so I told him earlier this morning that I would be more than glad to take this honor to introduce them and read some information. But what I would like to do before I do that is maybe have all 12 of you here. If you are an Illinois State Scholar, please come this direction and stand right here in front of the audience, facing the audience first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some information about them that Mr. Roberts has provided for me. Then I'm going to allow you, which is giving you time right now to think about it, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself to the public and tell us what your plans are after high school. Okay? The Effingham High School is pleased to announce that 12 students from the EHS graduating class of 2024 have been designated as Illinois State Scholars by the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, ISAC, based on their exceptional academic achievement. On behalf of ISAC, congratulations to all Illinois State Scholars for their extraordinary academic achievements, said ISAC Executive Director Eric Zanakow. I guess that's how you say it. These high school seniors managed through the personal and learning challenges of the pandemic for several years of high school, and their accomplishments reflect their passion and dedication to academic pursuits. We also want to acknowledge and thank their families, counselors, educators, mentors, and communities for their encouragement and often invaluable support in helping students along each step of their educational path. The Illinois Student Assistance Commission, the state's college access and financial aid agencies, presents this important recognition of academic achievement to exceptional Illinois high school students annually. This year, nearly 16,700 honorees join the other outstanding students who have been honored since the designation was first introduced in 1958. The Illinois State Scholar Acknowledgement is a non-monetary award. Each state scholar designee receives a congratulatory letter and certificate of achievement from ISAC and can download an official Illinois State Scholar badge to display on their online profiles and social media platforms, as well as share with their high school counselors, colleges, employers, family members, and others. Note that the Illinois State Scholar Program designates honorees based on the year they would begin any post-secondary education, not based on the year they graduate from their high school. Let's give this group a round of applause. I have to say, in my 30 years of education, watching these take place every single year is a true honor, okay? Because of a lot of what we just read there that they've gone through. But when you talk about some groups like this one right now, it's exceptionally tough because of the COVID years that they had to go through. So I appreciate you, students, and your parents for all that you've done to get to this point right now, and congratulate you from our board and from myself. This time, we'll start over on the, yes, you ma'am, if you don't mind, introduce yourself and tell us what you plan to do in college, or if there's anything else you'd like to share with us. This is your time.
I'm Audrey Wagner, and I plan on going to CYS, so University of Springfield, and I plan to study medical laboratory science and run cross-country.
Awesome.
I'm Lex Kruger. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm planning on studying aerospace engineering wherever I end up.
My name is Spencer Fox. I'm attending Amherst University to play college baseball next year and study exercise science.
My name is Blake Powell, and I plan on going to Lakeland College and pursuing a degree in business and economics.
I'm Ed Macklin, and I'm also going to Lakeland College in elementary education and then transferring to SIU.
I'm Preston Steiner. I also plan on going to Lakeland College to study in the field of computer engineering and then transfer to SIUC, Carbondale, and further my education there.
I'm Charlie Craig, and I plan on going to Houston, Illinois University to study nursing.
I'm Logan Kessler, and I plan on going to Lakeland. I'm not sure exactly what for yet, but probably something in the engineering field.
So once again, thank you for being here tonight. Don't give them a last final congratulatory applause just yet, because I want to first of all open the floor up to anybody on the board or here tonight. Any questions you have for this group or anything you'd like to say from a parent standpoint or a board member standpoint? No? All right, if you will slide over to your right, and we'll take a picture. Oh yeah, I guess I should recognize those that are not present too. I'm sorry about that. We also have Logan's here, correct?
Yep.
And Chloe Blackwell, Aiden Hanks, Kyrie Hazelton, and Mallory Tappendorf. Okay, you'll move over there. When you're done taking your picture, come around here and shake hands. Then we'll do it.
everybody ready? Okay, gotcha.
All right, slide through the front there and shake hands with our board if you don't mind.
Congratulations, great work. Congratulations, great work.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
Seems to happen.
Good job.
One final round of applause for that. What's going on in this community, so thank you parents for having them here tonight too. I think that is extremely important. Is that something, Jonah? That's something to look forward to?
Yeah.
Absolutely it is. Okay, there's lots of good things in the room, so thank you for that.
Next, we'd like to recognize Winter Guard State finalist Chloe Blackwell. She was the Illinois State Scholar. She's not sitting.
She made it into the all-state band, so
She's out of town, yep.
So involved in lots of things. Chloe competed her flag solo at the Charleston IDTA competition on Saturday, January 6th. She won first place and qualified for the state finals competition. And then we have a presentation by second graders Paisley Gilpin and Whitley Salker.
So Mrs. Reader
Did
might
I
step up and help us.
we might need some help with pronouncing names too. Good evening. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Board. Administration. Thank you for allowing us to come and speak with you this evening. I am Paisley Gilpin, and I am Whitley Salker. We are second grade students at Southside, and this is Whitley's classroom. Tonight, we would like to tell you about some fun things happening on Sabbath. One of the fun things we get to do is use our laptop every day for reading things. And we just finished just doing a new reading books called Ghost Talks. Now we are working on the books community. In math, we have been working on adding and subtracting. When you get finished with subtraction, back fluency, we get to start working on multiplication. Also, lunches go to ham and cheese and one of my favorite lunches. And music, we are practicing for our music program that will be in March. And in PE, we are playing games that are more fun than the ones we played in first grade. Finally, we want to tell you about Friday, February 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. We are going to have a pirate-themed family engagement night. There will be games, crafts, prizes, and food. We are going to have spaghetti and breadsticks from Brooke. We would love if you would come soon. Again, thank you for allowing us to come speak with you tonight. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Come back up to the microphone. That was the easy part. Now's the hard part. Any questions for these young ladies from
I
anybody
have
in
a
the
question.
audience?
Could you please repeat the date and time for the spaghetti? The pirate night, is that right, when that is?
February 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m.
February 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. Everybody have that on your calendars? That's at Southside School. Wow, I really love your public speaking skills. Great job, ladies. Does anyone else have any questions?
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
I think we might have some work. Kiddos come to more board meetings. Is there anything that you could tell them after tonight?
We hope that they do a great job.
Absolutely, and they will for sure. Why don't you come up here and shake hands, and then when you're done shaking hands, we'll have you slide over to the side, take a picture, so we can get some information out about you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, great job. We appreciate all the information.
Very nice. Great job. Great job.
I have one more question.
One more question.
What's the one thing that you're looking most forward to?
Spaghetti.
Family engagement night. Have a great time with that. Thank you.
concludes our honoring and introductions of students, right?
I think
So before you go, just one question. Have we got some good stuff going on in this district or what? Thank you for what you do and sending your kids to us to be able to do these things, okay? Have a great evening. Please come back if you get an opportunity or we get an opportunity to introduce your kids. This is awesome. Appreciate you being here tonight. Have a good evening if you want to. If you want to stay in the business part, you're welcome to.
I feel like there's some government students.
There are some government students, aren't you? Yep. Yeah. I think you gotta stay, don't you? While they're filtering out, you government students want to introduce yourselves? Want them to-
Yes, please. It looks like we have a few, I'm guessing Mr. Hammer's students who are here because you're supposed to attend a public meeting of some sort. If you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself, and if, I'm sure that you've already signed, everybody's already signed.
My name is Zoe Evans.
My name is Preston Steiner.
Olivia Moser. My name is Reagan Good. My name is Charlie Craig.
My name's Lex Kruger.
I'm Sean Maffey.
I'm Elijah Jones. I'm Abe Whitaker.
Thank you all for coming this evening. I
All
hope you,
seniors?
all seniors.
Yes.
I hope you learned something from the meeting. And you're always welcome to ask questions of any of us after the meeting. At this time, I'd like to recognize any visitors that are here to address the board. No individuals have come forward prior to the meeting. Next on the agenda is the financial report.
All right, so looking at our fund balances, we have an increase of 1.59% over last year's net fund balance of $29,444,310.45. Our operating funds are showing an increase of 2.11% over last year, with a net total of $25,611,334.65. For revenues in the ed fund, local revenue, we received $324,715.57. State revenue, $593,589.57. And federal revenue, $571,335.62. Expenses over $5,000 are broke out in your financial packet. And a recommendation would be to reimburse the interest account in the amount of $2,015.27 and the payment of bills in the amount of $881,994.70. Does anyone have any questions?
There being none, I'm looking for a recommendation, or the recommendation, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the financial report, to reimburse the impressed account in the amount of $2,015.27 and the payment of bills in the amount of $881,994.70. Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve, roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. You'll find in their minutes from the previous meeting, the cafeteria report, the student teacher report. We have 3 practicum students to be approved for the spring semester. 1 will be at Central Grade School, 1 will be social studies at the high school, and the last one will be at 8th grade science. And those are short-term field experiences. Those aren't full student teachers. The other item in the consent agenda are fundraisers, and at Central, they are raising money for the American Heart Association from January 29th to February 9th. The boys track team at EHS is looking for pledges February 12th to the 23rd. The basketball cheer would like to hold a dress sale on February 17th. And the EJHS Band and Choir is selling discount cards to raise money for the music program from February 20th to March 1st. There are no field trips. Does anyone have questions about the consent agenda? I'm looking for a motion, a second, to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
I'll second it.
second by Jane, roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes. Karen.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is correspondence. There's several pieces of correspondence. There's a thank you note for the backpacks and hams from East Side School that all of the staff has signed. Dear members of the board, thank you so very much for the backpack. It is lovely. Your thoughtfulness is truly appreciated. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a wonderful year. And that's from Val Boingmeyer. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Baker, Mr. Taylor, and the Board of Education for the coat, hat, and gloves. I appreciate it. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's from Jeff Leacher. Mr. Johnson and the Unit 40 Board of Ed, thank you so much for the ham at Kirby's as well as the awesome backpack. I will use it every day to and from work. For the extras I bring with me, my family and I will also enjoy the ham throughout 2024. Thank you also for all that you do to keep our district running smoothly. It takes a team to take care of a child, and Effingham Schools is an amazing team that I am proud to be part of. Merry Christmas, and thank you again, Deb Blankenship. Board of Education, thank you for the Christmas gifts. Your thoughtfulness is much appreciated. Thank you from Sandy Loman. And this is from the Morrissey family. Thank you for your prayers and the lovely arrangement and the memorial donation and your visits with Mom. That's the family of Corinne Morrissey. Thank you for the bench and table. What a beautiful way to memorialize Walker and Rose. We appreciate your support at this time, and that's from Beecher City Unit 20.
That was a bench that John Mimes built, and we had John and Todd Taylor, Aaron, and I went over to deliver it. Again, they were very appreciative of that for the loss of it was the two kiddos that passed away and then had this turnover back in the fall from the Tim Thomas accident.
Dear Unit 40 board members, thank you for all of your time and dedication you devote to our district. We love the backpacks and the ham you gifted us for Christmas. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. Have a wonderful year. And that's from the Central 3rd grade teachers. And then may your holiday be trimmed with everything merry and bright. This is thank you from the staff at Southside. Effingham Unit 40, thank you so much for your continued generosity. 1, the Unit 40 coaches polo. 2, the Unit 40 winter coat. 3, the Unit 40 backpack. And 4, the ham to put in the backpack. 5, next, question mark, a Unit 40 golf cart. That was a joke from Larry Beisenheimer. You know Larry. Dear Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Baker, and members of the board, thank you very much for the Unit 40 book bag and the delicious ham. I really appreciate your thoughtfulness and all that you do for the district. Sincerely, Angela Denoyer, EJHS. To the board members and staff of Effingham Unit 40, I appreciate the thoughtful gifts of the plant that was sent to me upon the death of my mother. She was a very sweet lady who enjoyed gardening and her houseplants, so it will be a happy remembrance of her. Thank you, Janice Doherty. Next on the agenda is the superintendent's report.
Okay, Unit 40 Foundation report is in your folder, any questions in regard to that? Obviously, the breakfast was sent immediately. Yes, that was in December. The breakfast went very well. They discussed that at that meeting. Scholarships
Scholarship season is
is
coming
upon
up.
us. Right. So we appreciate what the foundation does, obviously. Next is the enrollment. At this point right now, total enrollment as of 12/21/23 was 2,304. 6 less students than the previous month, 55 less students than the previous year. You'll hear me report actually in this next report that we are up around 2,318 students at this point since that time. So we're going off of old numbers at every meeting, basically the month before. The next part is the state of the district. It is, I'm not going to get into the entire thing. It will be posted. We'll have it posted online. I'll provide it to the media. It's about a 15 or 16 page document. This is something I did in the previous district, but I did not do it last year. But I asked all of our administrators and people responsible for their particular roles in this district, such as the curriculum area, social emotional areas, things like that. It basically highlights, I tried to seek input from everybody. Jennifer Fox on the Little Heart Center, information is in here, so it gives you an update on where we are on that. Eastside Elementary, things are going on. Each school has a represented part in this. So again, I'm not going to get deep into it. If you need a copy, you didn't get a copy after this is over, if you can't find it somewhere, get in touch with me and I will reach out to you with that. I don't know how the board feels about that report. I kind of think it's kind of neat at midpoint in the school year. We do have on here some financial information that you can see a comparison from FY 22-23 and then correctly. We also put in there some financial data trend, which is some trend data. It's also shared in here going all the way back to 17 and 18. So there's some more information of that nature. So if you want a copy of that or want me to share that with you, I'd be more than glad to. It's absolutely there for the public. It's also
It's really
pretty nice. Really kind of sets people up to understand a little bit more about the district and maybe what they know. At the very end of it, it also states in here about our 3 to 5 year district strategic plan. Put in there the mission statement, the slogan, the vision, things like that, and then the strategic plan is listed behind that.
Thank you for compiling that.
Yep.
Good information.
That's it.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is new business. The first item is the approval of data systems specialist job description. All those job descriptions are in the packet. Do you have anything to add?
I'll just add that is Kevin McKinney was our data specialist and he took a position with Theotopoulos. He's over there, started I think last week. So right now we have hooked in with a consultant for a monthly fee to be able to help us bind together until we get to the point of having somebody secured here. In the process of the switch over with him leaving, we pulled his job description. His job description was last updated in 2012. I think technology's changed a little bit since 2012. So we're going to try to make a valid effort to get those updated, which obviously because of this position being open, we needed to do that right now. And so Emily Flock is in the back of the room, took it upon herself and did a great job of doing some homework and research on this. That is a position that reports directly to her, the tech director position. We've been in a little bit of a panic mode, but we think we're doing okay right now. Just so people understand, I mean, we had a report due February 1st, okay, to the state, that position basically takes care of. Our consultant told us that Kevin set us up very well on his way out the door to put us in the driver's seat for her to be able to come in, step in, and us be able to meet those deadlines with proper data in a timely manner. So really good situation for us, but This is just updating a job description that was old.
Any questions about that? Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to, oh, sorry.
Where do we anticipate posting that? It's posted and interviewed.
It's been posted twice. We've started interviews.
Okay, I thought we had.
Yeah, we felt like we needed to post it again. And then we have a couple more interviews that had to get rescheduled because of the snow day.
Oh,
So
okay. So we're hoping to have. it
tomorrow and Friday,
recommendations
actually. So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the job description for the data system specialist position. This job description will replace the computer and administrative information system support specialist position and job description that was developed in 2012. Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve, roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the approval of school security officer job description.
So you've got later on personnel, fortunately, our director of security that we hired, that started on January 4th of this year, has been out beating the bushes, which ties to the next one also, so I can talk about them both at the same time. In his research right out of the gate, and checking with other school districts and other employment opportunities for people that would fall into this category, he found very quickly that $25 an hour was not going to get us anybody. So he's asked to move it to $28 an hour, which is the next bullet that needs to be discussed, and item we can cover. But in the meantime, while we're talking about that, this job description has not been approved. We've been looking at this job description, and you've been talking about this probably for 6 or 8 months, but we've never taken official action to have this job description in place. With us hiring those 3 candidates that he has found, and they are coming from other communities, matter of fact, and willing to come here, and they are retired and meet all the requirements to be a SSO for us. And we're very excited. Might even have a 4th one on the hook by the end of the week. This job description needs to be approved and put in place so we can move forward with that process.
Okay. Any questions about the job description? I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the job description for the school security officer, sometimes referred to as SSO position.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Chad, roll call.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, and now discussion and possible action on the hourly rate for the SSO.
And I will tell you that we did budget at $25 an hour, that we would have 6 in place this year, and we have 0 in place right now. So we've gotten to this point in the year and couldn't get them because the superintendent of schools that has no law enforcement background was recruiting people to come and work for $25 an hour and protect our buildings, and that's not who we needed recruiting. So when we hired the director of security, and he then put himself in a position of recruiting people that he already knows, this has changed immensely. Just so you know, in last conversation with him, he has done an extremely deep dive research that people in this room had no idea he was doing. And his suggestion at this point right now is that we have 6 SSOs on property as soon as we can get them there to increase the security of this district, which you have to also understand. We're going to go to a level of security in this district that no other school in the area has. And I'm good with that. But it's going to take you to get to 28, and you better be ready to go up from there. Just telling you.
Yeah, that can, because where I work at, we hire private security as well. Andy's correct in that. That's probably the low end of the range on that, to be honest. So they're a very sought after position because a lot of companies as well as school districts are hiring the same people.
I think we have to be proactive.
That's the plan.
Any other discussion, questions?
Hey, Andy, you said 6, correct? So are we thinking 1 in each?
I don't want to share with the public the plan. I would prefer not to.
Right, I understand. Where would the SRO fall?
Well, because of the massive building size of the high school right now,
Okay.
we will stay in that high school for us during high traffic times, because we have multiple entrances, and it's very hard to go to one. And out of convenience, I'm keeping multiple entrances right now.
Gotcha.
Consolidation of buildings, which can be another topic down the road.
That'd be
will
nice.
help with this
Yeah.
process, so just keep in mind.
Okay. Good questions.
Absolutely. I'm excited, I'm just gonna tell you. Not excited that I would have ever been in a position in my career in education, we've got some educators in there, that we would have to be
Right.
seeking this. But for the sheer fact of the safety of everybody involved right now, I'll sleep better tonight once we get there.
You have to take into consideration the proximity of some of our buildings too.
Correct.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the pay increase being offered for school security officers to start as soon as possible to $28 per hour rather than $25 as previously agreed upon.
Motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda is the website, app, and mass notification system.
So I don't know if you have any questions about this. I can tell you that through the marketing communication process, committees, discussion through the strategic plan, for over the course of more than a year now, the discussion about our website has been brought up. And I basically looked at the two individuals who are sitting in this room right now and said, August 2024, I don't want to hear anything about a website again. So I need a website, because when I came in, the complaint was, we've got all these communications all over the place, so they are doing an incredible job right now of streamlining this process, and tonight's action on this sends us to another level with that process. That's part of the strategic plan that you asked for, that the group that spent over a year working on this aligns directly with that, okay? So I don't know if the two of you want to share some more. They've researched themselves to death. And there's several platforms, I'll be honest with you, my pick for the platform they're not going with, and I'm okay with that, because they proved to me that the platform they're going with is better than the one that I thought was good. And that was long before I even came here, because I think, honestly, I think Apogee is a great platform out there, and a lot of people are using it, but they found it better. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, sure. So I'm kind of speaking in front of Erin here, and she's our marketing communications person, but we've been doing this research since I walked into this position, so it's been 2.5 years where I'm constantly hearing about our website, how it's not functional, people can't find things. The key things we hear complaints about are calendars, being able to find food menus, athletics, printable calendars, digital calendars. Those were really our key focus points. We also used Google Analytical data on our current website so that we are tracking how many people were clicking on certain things. So we know the traffic and volume of what people want to click on most. And so those were kind of the areas that Erin and I really focused on. We compared all the vendors. We eventually narrowed it down to 2, and then again, did a really deep dive in these are the things people want and need. They want to be able to contact staff. They want schedules, calendars, athletics, and how can we improve our website with these new vendors. And so, the Google Analytics plus the human feedback that we've gotten from the Strategic Planning Committee, their number one goal was to build a coordinated digital and print newsletter and calendar. That was one of the key things that came out of the strategic planning, and we can't do that with our current website. Erin and I actually tried. We're like, why should we start over? We both have so much on our plates. Let's just make this work. And we talked to our current provider, and they looked at our website and went, oh, yeah, you guys really need an update. And to get an update through them, and this company just got bought by another company, it's going to cost us $7,500 just to update what we have. And it's not going to fix the problems that we have with the calendars. If you click on our calendars, they look awful to print. You can't subscribe to them. That's going to be one of the greatest features of the new website is you're on our website. You can click add to my Google Calendar, add to my, I'm not an iPhone user, but you can make it integrate with your calendar on your phone. You can sign up for certain calendars if you want to follow the basketball team schedule. You can click a button and it goes straight to your calendar and you can see it all there. So those are some of the key driving points that we looked at. We feel like it has a lot of growth for us as well. I know two-way communication has always been brought up to me since I've been here. We've got a lot of different platforms that are used in every single building. So one building uses this and another building uses these 4 things and then another building uses these 5 things. And so as a parent, if you have kids in multiple buildings trying to coordinate that communication, it's pretty difficult. So we're gonna try to find ways to streamline things so that people know what's going on. We've got some great additional features that we're gonna gain on the back end as well. I know Erin and her role kind of trying to play with the back end of this it's not fun. We're gonna get some great features from Edleo, which is the company that we have gone with or we have chosen. And the best part, in my opinion, is our annual total cost moving forward is only gonna be $3,000 more. I feel like it's completely worth that and more. So it's the same package that we currently have with a website, an app, a mass notification system, and we'll have the ability to add a two-way piece when we're ready for that. That would be a next phase. I think we gotta focus on the website first because Mr. Johnson gave us that nice deadline. So we'll focus on that piece first, and then we'll be able to expand into a two-way communication piece. So I know it's kind of a lot to throw at you. I don't know, Erin, if you have things to add as being someone new coming into the district.
Well, you know, of course, my role is to make sure that it all communicates correctly, but your role is to make sure that it all works correctly on the data that we have. But I think what you'll see with this website is it offers a lot of things that we didn't initially think that can all be in an all-in-one package. So you're gonna see this website be a one-stop shop where all of our things get pushed out from one point. So you'll see the newsletters, you'll see the calendars, you'll see the schedules, you'll see the sporting events, you'll see the scores from last night. I think it'll be one place where you go, and then it'll kick out to all the places that you're getting information from now. So instead of going to all those different information sources, you can start in one place. And I think that's the easiest part about this website.
And the navigation is tremendous compared to what we currently have. So I work with the website daily and I can't find things on it, so.
Bless you both. Bless you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Just wait.
my wife will stop complaining that
July 1st.
my daughter will be right up to senior next year. It's not taking this long.
Should get a good year.
Yeah, so, absolutely. They'll cover for that.
And I think the plan moving forward, majority of the website will be run through Effingham. You'll still have a hand in it. Obviously, the two of them work very closely together through this, but we are trying to get a few things off of Emily's plate. So she can breathe a little bit on the tech integration side. So anyway, great work. I appreciate it. And again, I wasn't mean about the August 24th, but for their sake, I was tired of hearing they're beating their heads for 2.5 years. Let's go. It's time. Let's get it done. So we appreciate you approving that tonight.
I'm guessing that you feel really good about the decision.
Yeah, we're at a point where we're ready to go. I think Erin would agree with that.
It is the best choice.
When do you see the transition happening and how smooth will that?
There's gonna have to be a beta website existing in the background until we're ready to switch. But with the registration deadline looming for summer, we want to make sure that it has no errors before we go into that big data upload.
Oh, right. I mean, total goal would be before school is out, that website's up and running, so that way whenever, like Erin was saying, through registration, or people are trying to get to the website because they're trying to find things to get back to school, that we're not running into hiccups and issues there, that it's fully functional, ideally by May, but we'll see.
So will they both run at the same time?
Yeah, so this one, we have, our subscription, our license ends June 30th. So that's like our hard deadline, I would say, because we don't want to have to pay for this current vendor for another year. So we want to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row so that we have this one and then we switch over. There's a migration. I think we can actually do it in less than that, but I know we've both got a lot on our plates, so adding that into it gives some time, a couple months.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the purchase of Edleo for a new website, mobile app, and mass notification system at a cost of $15,440 for FY24, and $13,940 annually for the following 4 years.
Motion.
Motion by Steve. I'll second that. Roll call.
Jill?
Yes.
Jane, yes. Chad?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the approval for project number 36 for Central Elementary Library Project.
So that basically, if you look at the screen right now, this is embedded in about a 40 or 45 slide PowerPoint presentation I have. We have people been working for well over a year, I believe, on the potential of upgrading our central library and doing some serious work to make it much more accommodating. Real quick tonight, I'm just going to show you this because it pertains to this authorization from our architect. Okay, what we were basically asking you to do is approve this authorization for the architect to move forward with getting everything lined up and ready to go to hit the ball down the tee, hit it off the tee down the fairway after November 5th, which is the sales tax. If the sales tax were to pass, then this is probably going to be more than $1 million project. In order to get to the point of understanding what the project magnitude is, we need to spend the money to set us up to what that's going to look like. Is there any doubt in anybody's mind in this room that Central Library needs upgraded? Okay. So spending the money right now, even if you didn't pass a 1% sales tax, isn't going to be the end of the world, because we would have to try to go back to the drawing board and find a way to potentially fund that without 1% sales tax money if we didn't have it. So I think it's good for you to know all of that tonight. So I'll go through, here are some slides that, actually, is it Sam on you? No, that's Sam on you.
Julie Flack and myself.
Julie Flack, Emily have basically put this together.
We worked with other people as well to kind of get their feedback on some of the ideas that we.
Right. And again, this is not what it would look like. This is just ideas.
Yeah, brainstorming.
They're going to be working with the architect over the next several months to put us in a position to have a library that might look like this. I think we have a librarian in the room that might weigh in if she desires. Her library was upgraded this past summer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she would have any comments about, and I don't know if you've been down to Central.
I've been down to Central and it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. There's classrooms on either end. The kids have to go into the library. They're not allowed to talk. Libraries aren't like they used to be. You come into the high school library, you can talk. I mean, you can't have a party or anything, but
Right.
there's conversations and there's stuff going on.
We're more of a collaborative world now.
Mhm.
Collaborate.
And we've got a makerspace at the high school library that we're getting stuff added to, 3D printer and stuff, and kids will come in and they're working at that big high top that we just got. It looks really nice. If you haven't been, you should come. And the kids will all get together at that table and work together on projects and stuff.
So what we've got going on here is basically, in essence, just trying to get several things lined up to be able to be in a much more presentable position. Again, as I stated, to you as a board to potentially consider putting the referendum question on the ballot, which again, has been there 3 times. But this contract that would approve that right there, basically would approve what they've already got started. I wanted this video to be able to show to you, and be able to present as we move forward with what we're considering and looking into for the possibility down the road. And so you've been down this road before, but I think it's a great point to bring it out right now because the next couple play right into this conversation as well. There's the question on the screen that we would be talking about. The Effingham County Schools have agreed to have conversations at the January board meeting and the February board meeting, and then pose to our board at the March board meeting to approve a resolution to put the 1% sales tax question, the CSFT, on the ballot. So I'm not gonna get deep into that tonight, I just wanted to kind of introduce that idea along with E, F, and G. And I can talk a little bit more about those next two after you take action on E if you want to. But I thought it would play into the conversation.
That's important. People understand the opportunities that could come with this and have some developed ideas.
Correct.
So first with the library question and moving forward, the project authorization modifies and amends the AIA document B141TM 1997, Part 1, standard form of agreement between owner and architect with the standard form of the architect's services dated March 28, 2007 for this particular project.
And that current, and please understand too, FGM Architects is our district architect at this point. The next piece we'll be talking about BLDD Architects. They are not our district architect, but I'm asking something from them, which we've been down the road with them a little bit already. But for just making sure I don't muddy the water here, FGM would be looking into helping us, put us in a position to be ready to build potentially next summer, not this summer, but the following summer, to be able to do the conversions to that library. That's what you're looking at.
So I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the project number 36 for Central Elementary School Library Project Agreement with FGM Architects. Motion by Chad.
Second.
Second by Steve. Roll call.
Jane, yes, Chad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill.
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda is the approval agreement for professional services between owner and architect for the project description of the community engagement support for Effingham CUSD 40 for the implementation of long-range facility planning efforts.
So this board agreed at the last board meeting and approved for us to move forward as a collective group, as a district and a community, to create a facilitating team. The purpose of that facilitating team is to go through what BLDD Architects have basically done already for our school district, which is a massive research process of the status of our buildings, what's moving next. Open that back door if you want to, because it's hot here too. I'm roasting. Back window or something, yeah. So you can see on the screen, 7 benefits of long-range facility planning. It's off. It was off. So they went through the Clio process with us, that the board agreed to do, all the research on that. This puts BLDD in a position to continue to work with us with a threshold of up to $15,000, no more than $15,000 being spent, to help us be in a position to work with community stakeholders, and there are 30 of them right now that have been selected to work with this gentleman, Rod Wright, which is with Creative Entourage, which is tied to BLDD Architects for the purpose of having a better vision of, and a great example of this would be, if we're gonna consolidate buildings and get out of, for instance, ELC, East Side and South Side, and move into a pre-K through 1 building or pre-K through 2 building, where do we build that building? Do we build it at Central, on the backside of Central, out of town? Do we build it in town somewhere? What are those decisions and what's the impact that's gonna be had on the community when being involved in that? Jill, at this point right now, is the board member that has been to the first meeting, and we've got 3 more meetings coming up with that group before we start the process of having community engagement meetings where we will invite the entire town, anybody that would be willing to come out and help us make better decisions or make good decisions on where to go with this. as far as
Actual
the
working
future.
meetings where the community actually
Correct.
becomes involved in the brainstorming process to plan for the future of our district. So, It's a very organized effort.
More than just a place.
So real quick, let me show this.
It's where big ideas take flight. So when your buildings run smoothly, you can focus on making those big ideas a reality. However, superintendents and district leaders are often bogged down with making facility decisions, taking valuable time and resources away from what matters most, your students. We're here to make those decisions easier. Meet Clio, an advanced cost-benefit analysis software that brings a new dimension of clarity to big facility decisions. Clio uses 3 dimensions of data to help you make smart investments. First costs, life cycle costs, and a new dimension, purpose-driven functionality. Starting with first costs, Clio assesses how much it would cost to build new compared to renovating, repurposing, or retiring your current facilities. Next, an analysis of life cycle costs reveals how much it would cost to operate and maintain those buildings over a period of time, looking at expenditures like energy, staffing, and system replacements. Most planning strategies stop here, leaving you with the burden of choices based only on budgets. Cost is a great place to start, but the Clio magic happens with the third dimension, functionality. How well your buildings and potential improvements serve your district's purpose creates an additional layer of informative data. The new dimension of functionality searches for options to improve factors like employee well-being, student movement, external noise levels, flexibility of spaces, or safety and security, which directly impact your educational goals. By layering these 3 dimensions of decision-making, Clio creates a fund-based cost-benefit ratio. The concept is simple, but the outcomes are undeniable. By projecting and comparing both the costs and benefits of several master plan scenarios, Clio does the hard work of analyzing your complete investment strategies. And the best part, making confident, risk-free facility decisions sets your district up for future success. Having functional buildings gives you the flexibility to make your goals a reality. Whether it's to support more student programs, pay your staff better, make big ideas come to life, or thrive rather than just survive. So if you're ready to thrive, start your path to easy decision-making today with Clio.
So the reason I show that to you is we've done that already. Okay, that's done. We have the data back from that already. Now we're getting to the stage where we need to take that data and we need to work with our own district internally and the community stakeholders and you to bring that all together to say, okay, what does that look like? What does that mean? Are we interested in X, Y, and Z? Are we interested in new buildings? Are we interested in a great example of that? And the district is, in all the research, it's been evident and shown through this process, they've done a great job. Okay, keeping the buildings up. You've done a great job. But what's next? We have a lot of people that work for our district that have window time, windshield time, going from building to building, that if I could get them from hallway to hallway instead of building to building, we use their expertise at a much higher level. And that's some of the stuff that we want to go after. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. Why do I say all that to you tonight? Because when you approve, if you approve this right here tonight, that group that created this is staying with us for the community engagement portion to move forward with getting ourselves in a position to provide information to the community or whomever wants it, basically where we're going to go from a visionary standpoint with our facilities. It's strictly facility driven out of the gate. Might work its way into something else later, but that's where it's driven right now. This helps BLDD architects and Rod Wright with Creative Entourage to show up on February 1st at the next meeting, to meet with 30 community stakeholders to continue the process of brainstorming and working together to help us as a district make decisions.
Okay.
Questions?
Any questions?
I wish people did it for free. But they don't.
They don't.
But in the long run, I think this will be more than worth it.
Right. So the scope of work and some supplemental efforts required by BLDD and Creative Entourage is outlined and attached in the letter that's dated 1/15/2024, and that professional fee would not exceed $15,000, and it is billed in increments, from what I understand. So I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the agreement with BLDD Architects for professional services spelled out in that agreement with a fee not to exceed $15,000. And that, please note that there are additional fee structures if we desire to seek, if we need and desire to seek additional services not outlined in the proposal. I would be comfortable with making that motion.
Second.
Second by Chad, roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Okay, so then, next on the agenda is the long-range facility, excuse me, long-range facility planning charge. The purpose of the long-range facility planning program is to, and do you want me to read each one of these?
Or you want me to put it on the board, let them read themselves?
Sure.
Huh?
That's better.
Okay, let me just pull it up there real quick. Jill, tell me when it's big enough.
It's big enough now.
Good?
Long-range planning. And then the fourth thing allows the Board of Education to hear and understand the stakeholder educational beliefs, perceptions, and desires from community. The fifth is to design a process that strengthens communication and collaboration. And the most important thing is to involve the community in planning for the future of Unit 40 schools. So further going along, the Effingham Unit 40 School Board of Education would authorize the formation of broad-based community involvement of members and staff. And we would charge the committee to understand the long-term challenges the school district faces regarding facility maintenance, repair, and renovation, and to gather community input on how to best address these challenges, and also to develop a calendar for completion of the work and to report all of those findings to the Board of Education. In essence, it would develop branding or a name for that work and present the board with completion of that work. Does any,
On the funding part, you spoke with Amy on the, where they talk about they'll evaluate funding alternatives. Do they have some experience with grant writing, or at least know what grants are available in Illinois for that type of thing?
I would say yes.
Is this the same gentleman that talked to us that did Mount Zion?
Yes. Yes. Yep. He's been involved in lots of, in my opinion, he's been involved in lots of facility campaigns. And when I say campaigns, not necessarily campaigns for encouraging somebody to vote, but to get the information out.
Sure.
Which is, again, the task that this board has. If and when you approve the question to go on the ballot, the resolution on March 4th.
they'll do the organizing to help the community come together to decide what the schools. Anybody have any other questions? Okay, so the next recommendation would be a motion is second to approve the long-range facility planning charge for the facilitating team.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Sorry.
second by Chad, roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Okay, that will conclude the main part of the meeting. Is there any, does anyone have any other things for the main part of the meeting?
Any questions in regards to, we threw a lot of stuff out there tonight, okay? I'll also let you know that I've tried, we were planning on having this board meeting Monday night. I was going to meet with two staffs this afternoon, because as soon as the board meeting was over Monday night, I wanted to start getting this information about the CSFT in the hands of our internal people. So that is coming with my staff in the next 2 weeks or so. I'm going to take this PowerPoint and I'm going to show up in your buildings if people want to join and learn and listen to this. What I will also be offering is, as I've told the 30 stakeholders the other night, if, as this process moves forward, you have an interest in finances, let's say, or you have interest in fine arts, or you have interest in athletics, whatever your interest level is, we'll try to set some times up that you can come to some sessions that are emphasizing those topics, so that you don't show up at a session like tonight's board meeting, where we're talking about all of those things, which I didn't even come close to talking about where this is going yet. So I'm just tempting your taste bud to let you know kind of where some things are headed, and that there's more information to come, and nobody get mad because they don't know anything about this yet, because it's coming. Okay, we've taken small steps in the right direction, in my opinion, to make sure we get this right for our district moving forward. It's a lot of money when you talk about facilities. And as Cleo stated, and I think it's obviously the job of all of us sitting at this table, is to manage this district, provide the best opportunities we can, and do it in the most efficient way we can, so that we keep everything basically solid for this community for years to come. I think the district has done this for years and years and years, but we want to take it to another level, and that's what we're doing here tonight. You agree?
Yes.
I would say just a couple things for the students is when we move to the board meeting, there's 2 other board members that couldn't make it this evening. We couldn't push the board meeting back any further, and then we have 1 position we need to fill. So it seems like there's just 2 or 3 people make a lot of different decisions. They thought they need more engagement and collaboration, like I talked about. We're missing 3 board members, so 2 because of the ice issue, and 1 we need to appoint later this evening.
So we should have a full board
Yes.
by the end of this meeting.
Yes.
But we can't wait, because we have a window to get that person seated. That's why we're meeting tonight.
Okay,
Thanks for coming.
yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I still think they're gonna need their papers signed. A board member can sign for you if you wanna stop by.
Well, I'll need a motion and a second to enter into closed session for the following items. 1, student discipline. 2, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the district. 3, security procedures, building safety and security, and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actual, threatened, or reasonably potential danger. 4, for litigation, when affecting against or affecting behalf of a particular district has been filed or pending before court. And lastly, the discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed, whether for purposes of approval of body or semi-annual review.
You'll get that.
Anywhere?
Could I, hold on, could I make a
He knows
motion
what
and
he
a
did.
second
Okay.
before we
All right,
start
thank you, thank you.
moving around?
Yeah, we need a motion
Can
for.
we get a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Second,
How are you?
roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Jill,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Chad.
Yes.
Okay, now we're good. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
I can sign too, guys, if you want me to. Anywhere, right? It's for Hammer, isn't it? Yeah, he knows me. There you go.
Anywhere?
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Good to see you, kiddos.
Have a good night.
You too. There you go. Thank you.